Hello, welcome back. Posting a second video, just because I've missed the last few weeks of posting on Sundays. And so, I wanted to put a couple of videos up to make up for that. So, I want to touch on something that I got to do. So, for the first time in my life, I decided that I was going to go to a bar. I had a very hard time with my current heterosexual relationship, and decided I needed some time to myself. And so, with me, I have a hard time in crowds of people, because I really don't know how to properly, I guess you could say, properly interact with others. It's hard for me. I get nervous. I think I have a social anxiety thing going on, and I always try to push myself past that and work on it. So I went out of my comfort zone, and I went to a LGBTQ bar here in Indianapolis called Metro. And my best friend was supposed to come up and hang out with me, so I didn't have to go by myself, but I really needed to get out of the house and explore more of the city, more of myself, and I thought that I should go, if I wanted to go somewhere, I should go to a bar, maybe have a couple of drinks, and try to be in almost like a neutral zone, where I don't feel like I'm being judged by the way that I dress or the way that I look or any of that. So I went into this bar, and, I felt out of place because, for one, I don't drink very often, hardly ever. So when I got there, I really didn't know what to order. And therefore, I had to admit that was my first time at a bar ever, and I really don't know what they serve or what the drinks are like or what they taste like. I'm more into sweet, fruity things, and I don't like anything too strong, but I like something strong enough to get me a buzz. I was hoping that I'd find a way to make some friends and just have a place where I could go and hang out with a group of people that are like myself. And I found that a little bit more difficult because when I walked in there, I felt like everybody knew everybody, and I was just like a new person. So I didn't know really who to talk to. So everybody just seemed to be in groups, and like I said, I have a hard time in groups, people. So a one-on-one person, I can handle that pretty well. The person I talked to the most was the staff members, who were very, very nice and helpful, and so I stayed there from 12 to almost 2 a.m. I think it was a little after 1, and I didn't really talk to anybody. Really didn't know who to talk to, who I could talk to. The bar was mostly full of people, the big tables. I sat at a table with 2 people, and I just sat there by myself, and it probably looked really like I was out of place. I felt more comfortable because I knew I wasn't being judged, but at the same time, I felt uncomfortable because I really didn't know how to interact with a group of people. And this is a character flaw that I have, and I need to figure out a way to get around it. So, learning a little bit about me, I literally got extremely nervous because I thought, well, maybe if I talk to this person or whatever, it was just weird because there was really no pause in any conversations. So it's a constant conversation that literally I couldn't jump into, or I didn't know how to jump into. I didn't want to be rude or be, you know what I mean? It was one of those things how do I react? How do I act? How do I mingle with people? I've never been in a situation before, and therefore, you know, usually my friend, like I said, my best friend, she's been in these situations where it's like groups of people, so I was actually going to try to lean on her to figure it out. So, that didn't happen, and so I sat at the bar by myself drinking drinks, and then I left. I noticed a few people were like trying to wonder who the heck I was. Probably people that are regulars at this bar, and I'm just like this new person that walks in out of nowhere. Like, I really need to figure this out. I didn't plan out this video. I'm not like planning out what I'm saying. I never do. I just sort of start talking and say whatever comes to mind. So, therefore, I'll have pauses where I'll think for a minute about what I'm going to say and then talk about that. Nonetheless, the bar was great. It was nice. The music was great. They had a basketball game on, so there wasn't a shortage of entertainment. The dance floor was upstairs, and I did not leave the lower level there. Just because when you go into a dance scene, and especially by yourself, I think it's just a little awkward. I haven't interacted in groups of people since I was like in high school, which I know I look really young, but I haven't been in school since it's been over 10 years. I haven't been in school. So, I've got to relearn, especially because I've never been to a bar too. So like the scene is different and interesting. I've tried to make friends on different apps called like Her or different things that I can find to make friends that are like either in my situation or have been through some of the things that I've been through, and sort of have somebody to kind of hang with and someone to kind of like help me out with a little bit of of the experience, because it helps to have someone there so you're not like alone and standing out like in a crowd like like I was. Nonetheless, I decided that I would eventually go back, and I will probably try to mingle or talk to somebody or something. Yeah, I think this is one of the most difficult things that so far that I'm putting myself in, so I'm not used to it. But once I figure out how to interact in this scene, I'll have to move to something else and interact into, try to figure that out. So nonetheless, I'm trying to push my limits and put myself in new experiences to gain, experience. Nerve-wracking situation. Like, all this is a nerve-wracking situation. Even thinking about it, like, starts to make me feel nervous that I'm going to go back and put myself in the middle of a situation that I really, really don't know how to deal with just yet. Admitting this is not easy either. So, I figure if I talk a little bit more about the type of person I am, I'm sure there's other people out there that are in the same situation that don't know how to react in certain situations. I was very sheltered as a young person, and then I went from being a young person to like jumping into a marriage, and then in that marriage, like I basically just stayed at home and took care of kids. I never explored myself in depth or further, and it took me 8 years to figure out that I'm not straight, and that has caused its own little ripples because I refuse to lie about myself, and I refuse to allow others to put me down because they don't agree with the type of person I am, and really they don't have to. I'm willing to accept everybody for the way, for who they are, and I should feel that if I'm just as important to them as they are to me, that they'll accept the way that I am. And that just it's starting to happen. The craziness is starting to calm down. My mom, her stance on it is like, I don't fully agree with it, but as long as you're happy, then I'm happy for you. She told the same thing to my sister, so I feel better in that aspect. I think my husband's been the worst one to deal with because it's a daily thing with him. Constant, it's just a constant struggle for him to deal with. And therefore he says very mean and hateful things. And which only makes me come to the realization that he doesn't accept me for the type of person I am, and he only accepts me if I am the person that he thinks I should be, and that isn't fair, and I am not going to push or try to make this relationship work or try to get this relationship to work, because if I'm putting all the effort in and he's not putting any effort in, then I'm just really running this relationship by myself, and if I wanted to do that, I'd just be alone. So, that being said, I really don't know how this is going to end up or how this is going to play out. All I do know is that I am just pushing to be me. And I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to go back to being somebody that I'm not or lying about myself any longer. And everyone else around me is just going to have to deal with that or, just step out the way, I guess, You either care or you don't. If you care, you accept somebody. If you don't care, then that person shouldn't be in my life. And that's hard for me because I respect everybody that's in my life. I accept them for who they are and what they've been through, no matter what it was or what their past was like. It didn't matter to me. What mattered to me is the person that I was getting to know and how they treated me. And so I'm needing to find a circle, a circle of friends, and figure out more about myself. And to do that, I'm exploring new situations and new options, and trying to be as honest and transparent as I can with everybody, and that way I can find real, honest people that are worth having around, that will add more value to my life, more experience to my life, and basically when I talk to people, just by talking, it helps me realize things that I guess I knew but I didn't fully understand. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I talk to people and I'll learn more about myself, and I like that. But I also get to learn about other people and what their stance is in life and experience and things they've been through, and it's really an amazing experience because that changes the way that I think, and it helps me grow as a person and as an individual myself. And I feel like that's important for a lot of people. So I live in the Indianapolis area, and so I'm hoping that maybe I can make some friends here and have real conversations and develop more, positive relationships with people. And that's what I'm hoping to get out of this. And so if you're in the Indianapolis area, or kind of going through the same stuff, or have similar things in common to me, it would be great to actually talk. So I am on Facebook, and yeah, so if you find me on Facebook, my name's Ashley Phillips, and I have a couple of different Facebook pages. The one that I'm constantly on is a picture of me with this monster hat backwards with a dark shirt and a plaid shirt over it. My hair was probably straightened though. And it's not now. Naturally curly hair, so you know. Anyway, yeah, if you want to add me, talk to me, shoot me a message anytime. It'd be fun. I don't mind meeting new people, talking to new people. Like I said, I'm out here trying to make friends. So, yeah. Also, if you're having the same kind of struggles that I am, maybe you have social anxiety and don't know how to get past it, or you don't know how to make friends. I mean, online's easier for me, but I really want to get out into the public setting and do some things and get together with friends, maybe do some bowling or play some pool, go to the bar and have some drinks, dance, or whatever. I'm tired of being a loner all the time, and I'm ready to explore my world a little bit more, I guess. So, yeah. Well, I hope this video helps other people, and if not, you learned something more about me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, an awesome Monday, in this beautiful weather that we have going on right now, and I'll talk to you next time.